Hey, welcome Cornerstone Church. It is good to be with you today. We're continuing our journey surrounding inventory. And today I've invited Luke Treat from our Salida campus. Something you might not know about Luke Treat is that he is an author of the book, soon to be published. So you can be looking for that on New York's top 10 bestseller very soon. And we're looking forward to that for sure. We continue to kind of unpack this whole idea of inventory. What does it look like for us to maximize this season of our lives and really take inventory to rewrite normal? How do we look at the final goods of our life? And then in that trajectory, how do we take inventory of raw material? How do we take inventory of our work in process? And how do we take inventory of our maintenance, repair, and operational expenses so that we reach the final good or the final trajectory that we're going after? And so today, we're going to just walk a journey with Luke, and he's going to invite us into kind of part of his journey as he took inventory of his life in this space. And so, Luke, I would be curious, what was for you in this journey one of the more enlightening things that kind of really surfaced in this time?
Yeah, I mean, there's several. I think this whole COVID situation has changed all of our lives and enlightened us somehow. But really something that you touched on, Charlie, in the series was counseling and how helpful it is to have that accountability and that outside perspective to point out different blind spots in your life that you didn't really necessarily know that you had. And with that comes with both, light areas of your life and then darker areas of your life. And so I think, some of the harder things I've had to really accept is that I didn't really value myself like God commands me to. Growing up, I think I never really thought that I brought my side dish to the buffet like other people did maybe. And but God doesn't give me permission to do that. He created me perfectly. Another aspect that kind of ties in with that is, I've always kind of had this chip on my shoulder, this negative self-talk. And while that can be an advantage of motivating yourself, there's a fine line with that, and what's healthy self-talk and what's kind of maybe not showing yourself the same love that God showed me on a daily basis.
Wow, that's good. Jeez, take up an offering. That was good. What? Now, in journeys, of course, sometimes it can be enlightening. Sometimes it can be uber easy. Sometimes it maybe even feels downhill. Discovery can be a fun thing. But we also know that in life, it's not always that way. And so I'd be curious to know from your perspective, Luke, what was something that was really hard for you or very difficult for you in this journey?
I work at the high school, and so the whole online distancing, social distancing with online learning was really difficult, and the students kind of thought they were on an early summer break, right? And so it was my job to kind of really try to motivate them to turn in their assignments and get their fourth quarter grades done, and that was really a struggle for me, and I kind of took that a little bit personally, they weren't turning in their assignments or they weren't showing up to class, and that was somehow my fault. And so I think just really that's kind of a microcosm of the whole COVID experience for me is that just realizing that ultimately it's in God's hands. I can't control it. I don't need to put my faith in myself. I need to put my faith in God because ultimately it's in His control. And every time I put my faith in myself, I let myself down.
That's good.
Every time I put my faith in Him, He always rewards that.
That's really good. That's really good. It kind of reminds me of that saying where it says, God is the Alpha and the Omega. When you start with God and end with God, you'll always win. And so there's a lot of truth to that. And yeah, so good. Well, I love that. And then I guess one last question, Luke, is help us kind of in terms of encouragement. The Bible says, how can we spur each other on towards love and good deeds? And so as you walked this story of inventory, what was one of the things that you found most encouraging, whether it was in your personal life, you're married, your daughter? What did you find as kind of more of an encouraging aspect?
Yeah, I think that all those three kind of tie together. With we have an 8-month-old, my wife Caitlin and I, and really I think this has just brought us together. It's strengthened our marriage. We've been able to have a lot more time just to talk about our dreams and our goals and what we want out of this whole experience we call Earth and our rubber spacesuits and really something that Leslie touched on is we were so busy before COVID. We always were like, I want more time to have with my wife. I want more time to have with my kid. And then we got that, and it's like, I want to go back to work. Yeah. And so now it's just really taking that adjustment, getting used to this new routine of ours, and I think we're going to really look back at this time with fond memories and probably rose-colored glasses. In addition to like what we're kind of feeling now, sure. We'll probably think that those were some fun times that we got to kind of just spend together.
Luke, and I really love that. I think sometimes because of routine, we can give ourselves permission to walk away from things that are most valuable, and to be able to push the reset button and say, wait a second, there's a lot of hard things in this season, but the season has also afforded us some things. And so as we take inventory, we can say, listen, yes, I might have to return back to a real job. And how do I prioritize my family, knowing that was invaluable, and sometimes we don't realize how anemic we are in an area until it's gone. So that's good. Luke, thank you so much for walking this journey with us, and I look forward to reading your book. That's going to be awesome. I'll be your biggest fan. If you need me to write a foreword or something like that, like the first book I've read in 5 years or anything like that, captivated me, just let me know.
I think I'm covered, Charlie. But thank you. Right. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, my pleasure. Guys, we love you. Continue to walk your journey. Let's take inventory. Let's take this serious. Let's take inventory to rewrite normal. Guys, we love you. Hope you have a great rest of your week. We'll talk to you soon. God bless.